Welcome to Hockey Nights in Vegas. We are live at the Space, the home of the great Mondays After Dark charity get-together every other Monday here at the Space, owned by the great Mark Chinook. My name is Eddie Rivkin. I am joined by the greatest export from the country of Canada, Sarina Taylor. We are live on YouTube, so if you happen to see the link, click on the link, give us a watch, ask us a question. We've got our computers open, and we're ready to go. I'm really ready to go. You know why?
Tell me.
We have news in the hockey world.
I know something. Two things actually happened.
3 months of dog shit Nothingville, and we have news to talk about. So I want to talk about something before we get to the really, really big story. I have no life. I'm a loser.
Really?
On Saturday nights,
the cat man?
On Saturday nights, I sit at home and I watch preseason hockey. But there was a very special game Saturday night. Marc-Andre Fleury. Instead of the NFL sign for one day and retire as a certain team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I hate them, I'm a Red Wings guy, did the absolute classiest thing ever for the Flower. He played the third period of an exhibition game. It gave him the proper send-off, not only for Gino and Sid and the other one, Letang, but for the fans. The game meant nothing. It was an impossible ticket to get, and it was just such a moving moment. It shows how hockey is just different from the sport, every other sport. And it was just touching. It was really a nice moment for a guy who didn't really want to leave Pittsburgh. As a Golden Knights guy, we're happy he came here, but it was incredibly newsworthy how graciously they handled his exit.
I think it was incredible. I do agree. However, this guy's been retiring for 2 fucking years. Can we seriously get this over with? That's all I could think the last 2 days was, I am so sick about hearing, because I was never a Marc-Andre Fleury fan.
Okay.
Never did like him. Respect him, don't like him. And I'm
Ever talked to him?
No.
Okay.
It goes back to the World Junior days when he blew it for Canada and scored on himself. So that's that's an argument we're not getting into because nobody watching this cares. But I'm just like over it. I'm tired of it. Great, good, you did this. I didn't realize so many people gave a shit about Marc-Andre Fleury. People are coming out of the woodwork. I'm like, all right, can we just move on? Because I literally don't care. I don't care.
Well, I think we've moved on. I don't think he can come back from the dead. You never
Nobody
know.
Shut up about Johnny Gaudreau for the last year.
Yeah, the rumor mill already said which team's going to bring him out of retirement and everything like
come
that.
on.
But stop it.
Yeah.
He's nearly 40 now, and he said his hips hurt, which is kind of the.
He's a Penguin. Let's be honest.
He's a penguin. And he needs to retire as a Penguin, and that makes absolute sense to me. I was just really happy how they handled it. I thought it was the most gracious way you could send off a guy who, even though he played for, Chicago, Minnesota, three other teams?
I think 4.
Anyway, he's going to get a statue, and he deserves a statue.
Yeah, he's a Penguin.
And that's fine. I was just touched by it. So, congratulations, Marc-Andre Fleury. Unfortunately, Sarina doesn't like you, but you'll probably get over it, and he was a really great guy to talk to in the room. He answered everybody's questions. He was super friendly. He pranked the occasional reporter.
Mm-hmm. I've heard he's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, all around a good guy. Okay, enough. We have a brand new, newly minted, highest paid player in the history of the National Hockey League. My notes say 8 years. $17 million a year, $136 million total. Kirill Kaprizov signed with Minnesota today. We have news. That's a lot of money.
It's too much money.
That's crazy money for an undersized forward with injury issues and let's just say perhaps not the greatest 200-foot or defender kind of forward.
Honestly, if it came down to the nuts and bolts of it, I'd have Kaprizov on my team before 98% of the players in the league. He's so talented. But two things. He's not worth $17 million a year. His team hasn't won shit. So you can't say you're worth that if you are not carrying your team anywhere. And B, he's, like you said, he's injury prone. C, what's that doing is that now that's driving up. Well, now McDavid's going to make more. So now Edmonton's going to have to pay more for McDavid. And now, like, this is crazy. It's just getting out of control.
It is getting out of control, but that's a function of the success of the league and the salary cap. I disagree with you. I don't think McDavid gives one fuck about what Kaprizov signed for. I think the McDavid market is one of one, and the Lord Jesus Christ could sign a contract, and it wouldn't inhibit Connor McDavid from getting wherever he wants. Where the difference, I think, is the down line, not the up line, the down line. Jack Eichel,
right?
Kyle Connor in Winnipeg, the legitimate bona fide top 10, 15, 20 players. McDavid is going to sign for exactly what McDavid wants to sign for.
Well, that was my point. I was just using him as an example. Right, it's everybody, like everybody.
But Kaprizov, I think Kaprizov kind of set the market for the next 2 or 3 years for everybody else not named Connor McDavid. Yeah. And, if I don't know who Jack Eichel's agent is. If you're Jack Eichel's agent right now, you finally have, you've got a place now. Okay, this is the market for 17. Today is September 30th. The season opens October 7th. They have to sign before then, otherwise they lose that last year of the thing. I think it's going to be whirlwind time. Jack's going to sign in the next week.
Probably. I mean, he should sign before the season anyway,
right,
like our conversation last week. But
yep.
I love Kaprizov. I really do.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for, again, let's be honest, this is a team sport. And if you're Kaprizov is a top player on the Minnesota Wild, your team hasn't won a thing since you've been there. So where do you justify it? Here's my argument. How does Bill Guerin justify paying him that much money?
They would lynch him if he didn't.
Bye. Hey, nobody's going to walk into Kelly McCrimmon's office and say, I want that. Kelly's going to go hit the road. Bye. As any general manager with some stones will do. Look at what Bobby Clark went through with Eric Lindros in Philadelphia. He's like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't care. Go ahead and hate me. You can leave.
And he did.
Exactly. And
I think that it's going to make the next week fun, because we're certainly going to have something to talk about, not do an hour of filler about random bullshit that
we
around
talk
the
about
league.
Better stuff anyway than salaries.
We do, but now we're going to get bona fide. We're going to get news, right? We're going to get big time news. We're a week away, basically. I went to practice yesterday with the hope of seeing the big club. Didn't see the big club. Still all the kids, everything like that. The only takeaway from practice yesterday was in Bruce's presser afterward, no real update on Pavel Dorofeyev, the leading scorer from last year. All they said was he's skating, which is code for, it seems like in Golden Knight speak, maybe a couple of weeks. Same thing with Jeremy Lozon. You have your second line right winger, leading scorer last year. And the question becomes, and it was talked amongst ourselves yesterday, there is a reasonable chance that there is an RFA on a PTO that's going to be the second line right winger on opening night for the Vegas Golden Knights, Alexander Holtz.
Okay.
I'm shocked. He was part of a trade a couple seasons back for the friend of the show, Paul Cotter. He was abysmal here. He scored a little bit in the AHL, but the difference between the AHL and the NHL is the difference between black and white. How big a deal is it if your leading scorer from last season isn't available to open the year?
Ooh, depends how hard the injury is.
They're saying it's a muscle strain.
Well, then he'll get over it in 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's
but look at Tampa. When Tampa started without Habibulin, or
You want to try that one? You want to try that one again?
I forgot.
Javi
what year
Bulin.
we were in.
Holy mackerel. Where did you pull that name out
I
of?
don't know.
Nikolai Javi Bulin? Okay, good thing we're live, so you can just step right over
Was
that. And go ahead. Let's give us a different name there, please.
What's his name, the goaltender?
Vasilevsky, maybe? That one?
I have no idea where. This is like 20 years ago. When they started without Vasilevsky, was it last season or the year before?
I think it was 2 seasons ago.
It was this concern. Like, oh my God, what are we going to do without, at the time, the best goaltender in the NHL? And I was like, everybody calm down. It's the start of the year. It's nothing serious. He came back. Everything's been fine. It's going to be the same with Dorofeyev. But I was at the game when he got injured. It was
L.A.
Yeah, it was that game. And it wasn't one of those things where you're like, oh no, he just went. It was like they announced it in the press box. Hey, Dorofeyev left the game with an injury. Oh, he did? So that's probably better than not. Versus, let's be honest, the Barkov injury in Florida is tragic. But as soon as I saw that video of Barkov getting injured, I sent it to you and said, this is bad. He couldn't get off the ice. He needed help when there's a knee involved, and now he's going to be out for the whole season.
For sure.
I can't stand the Panthers, but man, do I feel for Barkov. He just does not deserve that. He's a great hockey player, and man, what a bummer for him. So this is two completely different things, though. Dorofeyev will be back. There's a plan, right? With Barkov, you have to completely change your plan. And I can't even imagine what Paul Maurice has been having to deal with from the media over the last week and answering the questions about what's going on with Barkey. But when you think about Dorofeyev, it's a little more tight-lipped, meaning he's coming back soon.
Well, first of all, the Golden Knights are as tight-lipped an organization as any organization is, and they have to be. But this team has had, the health bug a number of times. It's too long a list to put on one episode of a podcast. But he's a young kid, and he's not a big kid, right? He's fairly, slight, maybe is the right word. Built slight, he's not a big fella.
It's no Barkov.
Right, he's no Tomas Hertl, right? and I think that, it leaves a bit of a void. When we went into camp, we were like, there's really no roster spots open, right? The only decision is are they going to carry 13 forwards or 14? We know who the 6th and 7th defenseman is, who's going to win the battle between Jeremy Lauzon, who they traded for, and Ben Hutton, who's been here for a couple of years. I couldn't pick Jeremy Lauzon out of a lineup, and I just learned that he was wearing number 5. So we're going to have to say it's going to be Ben Hutton to start,
Honestly, I was really impressed with Hutton in that game that I watched. Unbelievable.
And as good as and in all the years I've done the podcast, we've slurped him every year. Not as much for his abilities, but he can sit out 18, 19, 20 games and come in and be seamless.
He was good.
He's literally, and everybody in the room loves him. He's the most fun, happy-go-lucky. He's the perfect, extra is such a bad word, seventh defenseman. And he's on an unbelievable deal, $900,000. This is the second year of his deal. He only played like 11 or 12 or 13 games. He had the greatest job in the NHL. He made $900,000. He lives in Summerlin. He plays golf all the time. And he plays 11, 12, 13 games a year.
I think he's great. And also, if you guys are watching live and you have questions or you have comments, type them. Type them in the YouTube chat. We will get to them. But my favorite player, my favorite Golden Knight is Keegan Kolazar.
Okay.
I love Kolazar. He's a good prairie boy. He's a badass. But my favorite player in training camp, Braden Bowman. Hands down. He played so well the other night. He works hard and he's smart and he sees the ice well. And I just absolutely love watching him play hockey. And when he was playing in the preseason game against LA, it was like he belonged there. He didn't make rookie mistakes. He didn't do any of that stuff. I just feel like I didn't watch him last year in the AHL. How could I? But I absolutely love him as a player. I would love to see him make this club.
Well, the talk on the row is we don't think that he's going to make the club, but it seems like he's positioned himself until Trevor Connolly comes back, and he's rehabbing an ACL, not supposed to be back until probably November at the earliest. But I'm not that aware of him because I can't, aside from watching Marc-Andre Fleury, I can't watch preseason hockey. Everybody on the row basically said the same thing as you did, that they think that he's positioned himself as the one call-up.
He's unbelievable.
Coming out of Henderson. They, in less eloquent, less hockey knowledge terms, say the same basic things that you say. He looks like he belongs.
Here's the thing is, too, I watched him a couple times at practice, and he works so hard, but how do I say this? So sometimes I feel like if guys are trying to prove themselves too much or they work too hard, they're overskating passes, they're getting passes in the feet, and they're just not generally paying attention. But he didn't miss a beat from what I saw. And when they threw him in the game, he was unreal. You know, I love him right from the second I saw him skate. I'm in with this guy.
Listen, I'm excited to see the Golden Knights develop anybody. You know.
Oh, he's.
Maybe they actually have a keeper that can go. I mean, Keegan, your guy Keegan is a homegrown, 9th year here, and there's been a couple other sporadic guys, but basically, you know, our first round draft picks have basically been chum for Kelly McCrimmon. You know,
it's what happens when you're good.
Yeah,
I mean, you're picking the middle of the litter here.
You know, I don't think they have a first round draft pick till like 2087 or something like some.
Yeah, they're not going to be shitty till 2087.
No, so it's a good time. There's a lot of things to talk about around the league, but we're going to get a word in from Ageless Forever. We got a little surprise for you, something we've never ever tried before, and no, it's not dick jokes by me. We're going to do something. Finally, yeah. Well, you know. I'm a man of the people. I adapt.
A man of the people.
I'm adapting and I'm showing range and stuff like that. So we'll be back in just a minute after a word from Ageless Forever.
Hi guys, this is Sarina. I'm here at Ageless Forever with Karen, and one treatment that I really like to receive here is cool sculpting. And so Karen, whenever we come in for cool sculpting, tell me a little bit about exactly what it does to the body.
So cool sculpting is a non-surgical fat loss procedure. It helps with getting rid of bulges. It's FDA approved, and it is like a lunch break treatment, they call it, because it's only 35 minutes and you can get up to 2 placements. You need about 2 to 3 sessions on each area, and it does get rid of the body fat through cryolipolysis, and it really helps.
So what does that mean, cryolipolysis? Just tell me a little bit about like what that actually means for getting rid of the fat.
So cryolipolysis is when you freeze the fat cells to -11 Celsius, and it crystallizes the fat. You take off the machine and then you massage it through.
Awesome. And I think we all want that, right? So tell us a little bit about where everybody can call to book an appointment for cool sculpting.
So you can call us at Ageless Forever, 702-838-1994.
Awesome. Thanks, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Well, how about that, boys and girls?
Finally, a couple hot chicks on there.
Yeah, well.
Stupid, stuffed up old men talking about shit.
Stuffed up old men. That's what you got out of hanging out with JJ and I.
No.
Stuffed up old men.
Old, maybe. Didn't we decide last week you're older than the Mirage, at least? Not the Flamingo, but the Mirage.
No.
Yes.
No. I arrived in Las Vegas before the Mirage opened.
Oh, right. You're right. You're older than the Flamingo, though. Right.
No, I'm not. The Flamingo opened in the 40s. No.
Just saying.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well,
People
I know you.
need to
I know you.
comment.
I know you struggle with math.
Comment on how old Eddie is.
Oh, we could have a flash poll, right? Let's do that. We have a couple people
We
watching.
do, but I don't know how to have a flash poll. You guys just say
I don't either.
something.
So we've got this incredible Hockey Nights in Vegas Stanley Cup, not the real Stanley Cup. So if you're watching, the closest to the pin, like in golf, the person who guesses closest to my age will win a limited edition Hockey Nights in Vegas Stanley Cup.
Right, and it's not
you've actually given the information out in a previous episode.
have, and it's not like The Price is Right. If you go over, that's okay.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still closest.
Totally nearest to the pin.
Okay, all right. Anyway, let's carry on. What else are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about there being 3 games left in the exhibition season, and thank God we're almost through it.
I go back and forth because preseason is obviously not the most entertaining, but you have to. You got to play the games, right? I feel like there's a lot of preseason games, but
This is the last year of that.
Yeah.
Next year we go to 84 games. The exhibition gets cut down to 4, I think.
Yeah.
They could cut it down to -4 would make.
But
me
they
happy.
still 53. We have someone guessing
Wait,
53.
How do you
Who
see
else?
that?
Because I know what I'm doing, because I don't have eyesight problems, because I'm not, what's the word? Let's say it together now. Old. Okay, so we have one guess at 53.
You know, you're really, really trying my ability to maintain my gentlemanly demeanor.
As soon as we get off the air, he's going to call me names like he did last week. If you guys are just tuning in, the contest is how old is Eddie? 48.
Oh!
Hey! Not even close, but good guess, Brendan.
See, now I'm just seeing it. So I'm on some sort of a delay.
It's okay.
Brendan?
He's on some sort of a delay.
Yeah, mentally and physically. I'm on a delay. Okay,
guess.
congratulations, Brendan. You didn't win, but you're my fucking guy, pal. 48.
Okay.
I
Well,
like
we're just
it.
going to keep this going
Yeah,
till
we'll
the
just
end of
watch
the
it.
episode.
We'll watch it all the way through. So, talking to Bruce, tomorrow night is. It's not tomorrow night.
back
It's
there.
tonight. It's later tonight. I think. They're in Colorado.
yeah.
Right, and it's like a TNT game or something.
Yeah, I think.
Anyway, here's what
Yeah.
Bruce. This is the last go round for the kids. He basically said, this is it. We're going to get down to the NHL club for the last couple of games, which are tomorrow at the Fortress against Colorado, and then Friday, I guess San Jose comes to town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going on in my life. I probably will see no minutes of either of those 2 games, so I'm going to lean on you to carry the load for the next episode. But
Finally.
well, I'll shut up right now, and you can start talking if you got notes or anything.
Let's see how long Eddie can not talk. Notes. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. Oh, really? Were you 5? Just so you know, he's not 5, even though he's acting like it. Fine. We're going to talk about Max Pacioretty retiring. By all means, let her rip.
Max fit the bill when he came here. They needed a scorer. Max scores. There was some controversy with him on his exit. He said some not nice things about the organization, called it a country club environment, and a bunch of other stuff. He's a bona fide. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer.
God, no.
Yeah, but the Hall of Fame,
Ugh.
940 some games, 600 and something points, filled up the net every. Listen, he fit the bill for what the Golden Knights needed at the time. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I'm a little surprised. Apparently, there was quite a bit of interest from more than one team, and it looks like he took a job at the University of Michigan, somewhere in their hockey program. It was really an incredibly nebulous kind of answer when they said that. But hey, listen, solid pro, put up good numbers, was an absolute sniper. I believe he was the captain of the Canadiens for a while.
He was.
Right?
He was.
And it was kind of a big thing because he was like the first non-French speaker captain in quite a while, perhaps something like that.
I think Saku Koivu was the first,
but there was some heat about it.
Well, he's American.
Right.
You can't captain the Montreal Canadiens if you're an American. The hell's going on here? They had Saku Koivu become their captain as a Finn, which I was blown away by that. But Koivu was a good captain there, but Pacioretty, not a fan favorite anywhere. Like the people, everybody, back in Canada that watch all the games and stuff, nobody I know likes Pacioretty. There's just too much drama around him all the time. And there was drama, and they let him go. Here, just bye. Can't deal with this. No, I'm not saying it was because of the drama or whatever. It was salary cap, from what I understand.
It was salary cap, but and listen, we are not going down the rabbit hole of stuff that we know that other people don't, because that's just a shitty way to treat people. But there was some stuff off the ice, and he kind of wore out his welcome a little bit.
I think everywhere.
And I think he went on to Carolina for a bit, and then I think the Leafs were his last stop, I think. But
yeah, he was the guy that, for those of you who don't know, he got ran through the into the post by Zdeno Chara.
Almost killed.
And there was this
brutal.
big thing. Chara is not a dirty player. I don't think there was any intent to hurt. Even Pacioretty came out later and said, but there was frustration at the time because he was crying foul for a suspension and a fine and whatever. And then he was seen at the movies 4 days later, and that pissed off Adam Oates, who's with the Bruins at the time. Like, it was just the controversy around him that I'm not sure he was ever able to kind of shake that, but he's that kind of a guy. He's like that cancer.
I mean,
what's his name?
I didn't know about the movie theater thing, but with the assumption that what you're saying is true, that's kind of candy ass.
It's stupid stuff.
I saw the hit, and the hit was horrifying.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was, call a gurney. He almost lost his head. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who didn't see it or aren't able to Google it, there's a piece of glass at the end of the bench going toward the goal that is round shaped, and it's meant for player safety. Well, Zdeno Chara cut him off, and he hit his head right on that 90-degree angle piece of glass, and he did the old flying spinneroonie, and I was like, gulp.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, Max. That just adds to the pile of things that we know about him that make it be like, enjoy University of Michigan,
yeah.
Great program, best college barn in the whole country, the old Yost Arena. Yeah, that's it.
I think sometimes guys just get done with hockey. I was surprised when I saw he retired.
I was surprised too. It came out of nowhere.
Guess just didn't want to play, which is understandable. Everybody's got their thing.
I mean, at some point, the body says, "I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah, the mind.
Right? Or you just don't. You know what the work is, and you just don't want to do the work anymore.
It's always so interesting. So, a kid from my hometown that I used to babysit, he played junior with Mark Stone in Kootenay, and he got drafted by the Oilers, and he played a couple, and all of a sudden he just said, "I don't want to play hockey anymore." Just didn't want it. His parents never pushed him. There was never that. And now he lives on the farm at home. He's got 3 kids. I saw him this summer, and he shot my dad's buck, but that's a whole nother conversation. My dad had his eye on a buck for 3 years, and this guy shot him. So we had to go out and see the buck. That's what my life is like. So yes, that's my youth.
I have nowhere to go with that.
I have a million stories about what life is like north of the border. It's way different.
The only hunting stories I have that involve animals are spearmint rhinos.
I know.
And that's a different kind of animal.
No,
altogether.
So my dad was following this buck for 3 years because every year they lose their antlers and they grow bigger. So my dad's like, I'm going to get this buck this year. And he saw him in the morning, or he went out in the morning, didn't see him. And then later that afternoon, this guy came along and shot him, which nearly killed my father. And so
he was dating the buck for 3 years.
Correct. And then there was a fatality. So this year we were having lunch with Drew. His name is Drew. We were having lunch with Drew's parents, and my dad's like, we got to go see my buck. That's what he calls it. So we called Drew. We went out to the farm, saw the buck. But anyway, the point is, he played with Mark Stone, and now Drew's got 3 little kids. He's working on the pipeline back home, runs a farm, whatever. His
Regrets?
heart, zero.
None.
Zero. And you look at a guy like Mark Stone, like this is Mark's life. He loves it. He's now the captain, which doesn't surprise me. He's a Winnipeg-born player. But Drew just never, he just literally said, I just don't have it in the tank anymore. I don't want to do it. And it's funny how 2 different people can have that polar. I remember hearing that Drew wanted to quit hockey and that he quit. And I was like, huh. I was shocked because but he just didn't want to do it anymore. And it's just the way it goes. So maybe that's the same with Pacioretty.
I think it has to be.
Has to be,
I mean,
which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, he did have some serious knee injuries, 3 times, something like that. But you know, it is what it is. What other news stories you want to talk about?
Well, what can we talk about? There's a, you know what I'd like to talk about is who we think, because we always talk about the West, because the West is stronger, in my opinion. Who do you think is going to come out in the East this year? In the top, let's say 3.
In the regular season or out for the Stanley
No,
Cup?
like in the regular season.
Well, we've already established that Florida doesn't give a fuck about winning their division. And now with Barkov and Kachuk out for, Kachuk till theoretically December and Barkov till next year, it's hard to see them getting back to that plateau. Tampa seems to always find a way to get there, even though everyone says poo-poo. But I mean, John Cooper's an awfully good hockey coach.
Oh, he's one of the best.
I mean, an absolute lock Hall of Famer, and he just seems to find a way. They lose players, they replace players, and they just kind of keep chugging along, and that's a system thing. I was listening to the NHL Network this morning because that's my thing while I'm working, and they're the biggest shills for the Maple Leafs. It's just, I know the network is based there and everything like that. So the Maple Leafs announced who was going to replace Mitch Marner on the line with Austin Matthews. Did you see who that is?
No.
Max Domi.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
They were looking for reasons to blow up the Maple Leafs, and they're not going to miss Marner and this, that, and the other thing. This might be their opportunity to win their division. They made a really good signing in signing Stolars to the extension yesterday.
100%.
That was a fantastic. That was a fantastic move by Tree Living. I don't see. They got bigger. They got stronger. They got a bona fide penalty killer in Nicholas Waugh, who's going to be 3C, like he basically was 3 and 4C here in Vegas. This could be their opportunity to win the division, but that doesn't really mean anything. I'm curious to see Carolina. They really went to the woodshed and got a whole lot of talent, and I'm curious to see if Alex Ovechkin has anything left in the tank. He's just now skating for the first time. He practiced the last couple of days. I wonder if that was if Wash, not him. He's not. There's nothing about him that's a fluke. They had the highest shooting percentage in the NHL last year. If there's a regression to the norm, I don't think they're going to score as much. So I'm curious to see how they move forward. I don't think I think that's pretty much it. It'd be interesting to see how the Rangers if they get themselves right with Sullivan behind the bench. But they've got unhappy people too. I don't care about Buffalo. I don't care about really Montreal too much. Ottawa could be interesting. They made a great leap last season to even get to the dance. My Detroit Red Wings, I just can't find a reason to get motivated by them. So, I guess I'm going to just go chalk and say Carolina, and then pick it in the Leafs. And Boston and Pittsburgh could possibly fight for the worst record and the kid, the draft pick. But
Well, I think, first of all, you're right. Tampa always manages to make it happen. I said that last year. There was this big argument at the start of our podcast last year. Is Tampa going to make the playoffs? I was like, yes. Everybody's like, I don't know. I don't see it. Trust me. Sure enough, they did. As far as Washington, it's an interesting dynamic there because they've got Jacob Chikrin playing on the point there now, which he was in Ottawa, went to Washington last year, and he's a great hockey player. And that's another thing. Washington, and they got Carlson. Washington always seems to kind of have some good defensemen there too. So I think they're going to be kind of middle of the road, but you never know, right? What Ovi's going to do, who knows with that guy? Who knows? You never know what you're going to get out of him. Ottawa, if Brady Tkachuk plays the game he can, he's a great leader in Ottawa. Far be it from me to defend a Tkachuk, but he's a great leader in Ottawa. And I think
it's the perfect fit for him.
Yeah. And at the perfect time. Ottawa's starting to make a surge now. I think they surprised a lot of people last year, and I think they're going to do the same thing this year.
But it won't be as much a surprise. They're not
no, of course.
They're not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
But Carolina is always the sleeper in the East. For some reason, I don't know what it is, they just can't get over that playoff hump. They play well. The single most boring playoff series I've ever seen that ever existed in the NHL was between Florida and Carolina last year.
Oh, it was a drudge.
Nobody watched. It was so bad. It was just like, my dad's like, I can't even bring myself to watch this. It's just so bad. My dad will watch hockey for 20 hours a day. He's like, I can't do it. Me neither. It was boring. Even being at the games, I was like, I'm leaving. This is absolutely true. There was no intensity. There was no, I don't know, it was weird. But
it wasn't even a chess match. Sometimes chess match hockey games are sort of entertaining to watch, where it's push, pull, give, take. This game started in the mud and ended in the swamp.
This whole season, or the whole series. But everybody's like, well, that Carolina plays a boring style. There's two teams out there. I hate when people say that. You can't blame Carolina for playing a boring style of hockey. So what? They win. Who cares? The whole series was boring. Like, I hate when they play a boring style. So-and-so play, whatever, who cares? But, with Brind'Amour behind the bench there, he hasn't left, or they haven't gotten rid of him, because something's going to happen. I've been saying this for 2 years.
But what's something? What have they done to show you that they can get over the hump? It has to be more than adding players.
Well, of course, they have to do it.
Well, right, they have to do it. But what gives you any sort of an indication that they can do it?
Because they keep winning in the regular season. They keep doing well in the regular season.
But that's a nothing burger.
And
you know that.
No, it's not nothing. Because if you look at, let's compare them in Vancouver. Vancouver had one hot season, and they've been garbage every other season around it. Vancouver is not proving that they're going to be good. Winnipeg had a good season last year. They'll probably have another good season, but that doesn't mean Carolina's been steadily good. Something's bound to happen at some point or another.
I don't know. I'm a little concerned with Winnipeg. They've got a couple injuries just recently. I don't see them getting out to a 15-0 start this year. That's for sure. And if they the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing, expecting a different outcome. If they run Hellebuck out there 60 or 62 times, they're done. I mean, the bettors, the gamblers, we live in Vegas, have picked up on the fact that he's not that great a goalie after playing 60-some regular season games and in the playoffs. And he's terrible on the road in the playoffs. Horrific. I don't know. Let's go to the West for a second. We know who the King Kongs of the West are. Colorado, Dallas, Vegas, Edmonton. Anybody?
There's a lot.
Okay, but do you have a sleeper? Do you have somebody 8 teams in the West?
LA is a good hockey club.
Except when they play Edmonton.
Right. But Edmonton used to lose to Dallas every year. All the time. All the time they lost to Dallas. And all of a sudden they didn't. And that's where I think, not enough people, I don't think, give LA credit for having a good hockey club. And I think that it's going to take Anaheim a few more years. They just signed Mason McTavish to a 6-year deal, which is
pretty nice, $7 million.
You know what?
Pretty user friendly for Anaheim.
I'll tell you
I
what.
think gives them some more room.
That's a good sign for them.
I think so.
Mason McTavish is an incredible hockey player, and I think if he can stay there and find a groove, a lot of guys that play in Anaheim for a while tend to do well. You know, they got Jacob Trouba there now. They got somebody else from the Rangers, didn't they? In that whole like firestorm.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple of ex-Rangers
Somebody else,
there.
right? So I think Anaheim is going to be. Do I think they're going to come out hot this year? Probably not. But the thing with LA, it's like they were when they won their 2 Stanley Cups. They didn't have the roster full of superstars. They had the Jeff Carters, the Jarrett Stolls, the Dustin Browns, the Anze Kopitar, who's another one who's retiring at the end of this year.
With a lot less fanfare.
Yeah, and let's be honest. If you play your entire career with a team and you retire, you deserve to go out with bells. Like, the guy
100%.
was just, I mean...
He's the ultimate teammate.
Yeah.
Right? A great captain.
Incredible.
Helps the young kids along. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the sleeper in the West. Utah. They have a lot of good kids. They've got a lot of young, good talent. If they get a little bit of run, I think that 7-8 spot in the West is subject to discussion. The top teams are the Kings are going to be not the Kings. The best of the West is going to continue to be the best of the West. I'm interested to see Nashville after the horrific season they had last year. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think six of the spots in the West are already predetermined. The last 2, I agree with you. I don't think Anaheim is quite ready, but Anaheim's coming.
But
Pat Verbeek is building a roster of really, really good young talent.
Agreed, but as far as Utah's concerned, they just because they have some good players, I don't think they need a few more years to put it together. It's just a little too tricky, I think, for them for me to be able to say, yeah, I think they're going to be in top 8. Now Nashville,
it's hard. It's a hard.
It's a tough
out.
one because last year shocked the hell out of everybody, and
including Barry Trotz.
Probably the most shocked human being on the planet last year was Barry Trotz, and all the other general managers in the league going, "Oh, thank God that's not my team." But I think that they have too many. Here's what I said about Nashville. This is exactly what I said before they even played a game. Everybody's like, "Whoa, Nashville's going to just take charge." I go, "Hold on. You pick all the best pieces from all the other teams and you put them in one. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a team." And that's what happened there. They got the Stamkos who didn't want to take less money in Tampa and whatever.
Marchessault who didn't want to take less years to be here.
Everybody was like, "I don't want this, so I'm going to go to Nashville because that's where everybody's going." But I wouldn't disqualify them. I feel like they might have learned a very hard lesson last year. And there's obviously Barry Trotz is a hockey guy and another Manitoba guy. And it's just one of those things where he's not going to just sit back and go, "Well, there's so much stuff going on."
But they're hamstrung by age. They're getting older.
Of course.
They're hamstrung by cap. They're after Stammer and Marchessault, they're at the limit. They traded for Nick Hague. He's already hurt, out 4 to 6 weeks. If I was a weather forecaster for Nashville hockey, it would be mostly cloudy with a chance of doom.
Maybe. Tampa's kind of in the same boat, right? Tampa, Vasilevsky's getting older, Hedman's getting older, and Hedman is a tank. He's humongous. So you burn out faster when you're big. It's hard to move a body that size. He's obviously slowed down a lot. There's only so much left in his tank, right?
But he's the kind of player that the brain will compensate.
Oh my God, I would have Hedman on my team every day.
You take that processor on an NHL player every day and twice on Sunday, right?
Victor Hedman is outstanding defenseman.
So for me, Edmonton, Vegas, LA, Dallas, Colorado, coin flip Minnesota, St. Louis. You think?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So three in the West are Vegas, L.A., Edmonton. Three in the Central are Dallas, Winnipeg, and Colorado. That's 6. Now you've got St. Louis. Jim Montgomery's an awfully good hockey coach, right? He jumped in there. St. Louis, they fired the young guy they hired the day Monty became available, and they snapped him up, not unlike the way Vegas snapped up Butch when he got available. They're always going to be there, right?
Yeah, it's always interesting. There's always a few of those teams, and let's just split the Western and Eastern Conference. There's always a few teams that surprise you, like, are they going to get in the playoffs? Because they have a fighting chance right up until the last week. And the St. Louis and Detroits and stuff like that are in that group that are always probably going to battle. Maybe not every single year, but
we have a ringer who made a comment in the chat. Thankfully, my brother did not enter a guess to my age, because he has no use for a Stanley Cup, because he kind of knows. But
he kind of knows.
He kind of knows. But the comment was, they used to say that about the neutral zone trap, talking about Carolina's boring style.
Yeah.
Right? Forever, not forever, the neutral zone trap, the left wing lock, teams playing the 1-3-1.
Yeah.
Right? It was better than an Ambien if you needed to go to sleep.
Yeah, a trap I still find a trap boring.
Oh my God,
But,
it's infuriating to watch.
But I think when they got rid of the red line however many years ago, it kind of got rid of the trap a little bit.
Maybe the best rule change that they've made in the last 20 years was freeing up the neutral zone.
Probably the only rule change that's made any sense whatsoever was doing that. Because that got rid of the 2-line pass, and it got rid of all those things. And so, yeah, I don't think...
that and eliminating the clutching and grabbing. When they started enforcing you can't grab a guy as he's going past, they started calling interference a lot more. It freed up the game.
Yeah.
It made the playmakers better playmakers, because they had the entire neutral zone to operate, stuff like that.
What year did they get rid of that?
The neutral zone, the red line? Oh my God, it's got to be 20 years. It has to be. More than, I bet
It's probably when Habby Boulin was playing.
Yeah.
2004, 2005, a lockout.
20 years?
20 years.
20 years ago.
When Habby Boulin was playing. Oh my God.
Who's probably out on a farm with 3 kids right now working on the pipeline. But
not as a Russian, he's not.
Well, they got a pipeline there.
Okay. He's probably, I wonder where he is these days, Habby Boulin.
He's probably a goaltending coach somewhere.
Yeah, I would suspect.
Right?
I would suspect.
Old goalies never die. They just become director of goaltending.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Can't think of one. Even Roberto Luongo. I don't even know if he has a title, but he's
doesn't need a title.
That's the thing.
You know what his title is? Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, that's 100%.
That's all. He doesn't need a business card. He's Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But you're right. Old goaltenders, they don't go anywhere. I can think of so many, except for.
You know who we haven't seen anything from? Eddie Belfour.
Well, I was actually thinking Ed Belfour, but what's his name? We used to play Mike Vernon in Calgary. He doesn't. I don't think he has anything to do with the game anymore. And Mike Richter, I know, doesn't have anything to do with the game anymore. But
wait a second. I saw. I'll make a completely random story. I went to school with a fella named Mike Hartman, who played on the Stanley Cup winning Rangers team in '94. Not last season, but the season before. He shoots me a message. We're Facebook friends. He says, we're having a Rangers reunion out in Vegas. Are you going to be at the game? And I'm like, yeah, man.
Now I will be.
He's like, come to the suite. And I go, Mike, I'd be happy. I hadn't seen him. Honest to God, I had not seen him in 40 years. And there was Mike Richter. It was wild.
I would have dropped.
It was, and they're all friends, right? You know how NHL players are. Yeah. They're all buddies. Like this guy. He's introducing to me all these people who I've watched on television through my adult life, that he was the kid from Oak Park, Michigan, who made it to the NHL, and he won a ring. But Mike Richter was there, and it was funny because he might have had a few pops in him.
Hockey players don't drink. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he might. Yeah, so it was fun and it was random. So I think we're done yapping. I like this live thing. I really
love it.
I'm digging this. We're gonna get better at this chat thing.
Thank you, Mark, for commenting.
Thank you, my brother. I'm not gonna say older or younger. He'll probably chime in.
I-
and F you me
I'm
for that.
assuming he's older then.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's younger than you?
Younger. I'm the oldest.
Mark was born after the flamingo.
Yes, Mark was born after the flamingo.
Mark, I feel like we could like team up a little bit here. I feel like this could get really sassy.
Mark will tell you that's not a fight that you want to pick.
Oh, because I'm scared of you?
No, I'm just I'm just letting you know.
No, that's
good.
it. Glad he commented.
Hey, we're live at the Space Monday nights after dark.
This place is the place to be.
It is.
It's right off the strip. It's easy to get to.
They do amazing charity events every other Monday. They've got a list a mile long. They raise money for all the causes here in Las Vegas. If you have a chance, it's an incredible entertainment show. There's live music. There's all sorts of stuff.
I want to know what he says. Nope. What does that mean? Nope. LOL, Mark. Not going there. Please. I got you.
So yeah, if you get a chance to come to an event here every other Monday night, it's absolutely fantastic. Thanks to my good friend Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever. We're going to shamelessly plug the Instagram, right? Hockey Nights Vegas. Weren't able to get the word in it. 3 words, Hockey Nights Vegas. Website, hockeynightsvegas.com. If you click on it, it's one of those big link tree things.
Yeah.
The podcast is available on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, iHeart. God, everywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can get it there. So we're going to have some contests. We're going to make you
Strip?
subscribe. What do we? You subscribe to Instagram? Follow?
Did
What's
you
the word?
hear what I said?
Yes, I did, and I just drove right past it because I wasn't going to acknowledge that. Follow us on Instagram. Is that the phrase you kids use?
Yes.
Okay, so we're
Follow us on
shameless. We're
Instagram.
shamelessly plugging for followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you want to win swag and if you want to win tickets and you want to win dinners and stuff like that, Hockey Nights Vegas on Instagram is the way to go. Every single week we'll be live here on YouTube. Next week we are on Tuesday, the 7th of October, one day before the Golden Knights open the regular season against Los Angeles. I will be handicapped, so you can't pick on me, and not like that's going to stop you. But so yeah, we're going to start publishing when we're going to be on. Thanks for those who have commented.
Let's just keep it going then. The challenge about how old you are in the giveaway.
Yeah, we have to have an end day. So how about end of next episode?
Yeah.
Start the regular season.
Deal.
So it's an open challenge. How old am I? Closest to the pin wins a Hockey Nights in Vegas Stanley Cup. And we've got a couple of runners already. My brother is disqualified from that because he should know the answer. But, this was fun.
It was good.
Right? I mean, the fact that we've got the chat up now and we can see.
Yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling here.
We can see and we can do it. And this is great. I've said it to you before. I'll try not to say it to you every single episode, but I'm absolutely over the moon to be doing this with you all year. And the give and take and the fun intermingled with the hockey that we're going to talk this whole year is going to take this podcast to absolutely new levels. And I'm just absolutely over the moon.
Me too. Thanks.
Wow. Thanks.
Well, we gotta wrap this up. Let's go.
That's it. We're out of here. Engineering people, play the stuff. We're done. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.